The 2022 Ram 1500 is a part of the 5th generation of the truck. Unlike its previous generation, since 2019 model year the vehicle has received fewer complaints and has had a relatively good start. Anyway, the Ram 1500 suffered from a number of powertrain-related problems, including sluggish acceleration, coolant leaks, failures of the eco-diesel engines, and sporadic engine stalls while driving, just like other FCA-branded vehicles. Thankfully, the truck's most recent model, the 2022 model, didn't inherit all the problem, so this might mark the beginning of a long period of trouble-free operation. So, let's take a closer look at the 2022 Ram 1500 issues and recalls. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. A random shutdown of the engine. The Ram 1500 has been dealing with the biggest and riskiest issue for a few generations. This had an impact on thousands of trucks, and it presents a significant safety risk as well. The engine would stall at random while driving, according to every complaint received to date. In some instances, the engine stall happened while the car was moving at a high rate of speed. Laggy acceleration. Numerous Ram 1500 trucks from the 2018 and 2019 model years had this problem. Thousands of impacted owners claimed that the engine would lag terribly when accelerating from a stop. An important safety concern on the highways would result from the delay in power delivery. Airbags not deploying. According to numerous reports, the airbags in the impacted vehicles did not deploy. Despite being in collisions, the airbags did not deploy, injuring both the driver and the passengers. Infotainment issues. With their infotainment systems, a number of 2018 Ram 1500 models experienced problems where the screen would delaminate. Additionally, features like the radio and the display for the rearview camera would abruptly stop working. When driving, the instrument cluster on the 2019 and 2020 models would occasionally go blank. Sometimes the instrument cluster would become overly bright, which would distract the driver while they were driving. Coolant leak with fire risk. Numerous complaints have been made about the affected vehicle's EGR malfunction. The engine would overheat and be highly likely to catch fire if there was a coolant leak from the EGR system. Transmission shifting to neutral. Many Ram 1500 owners, particularly those of the 2019 model, have voiced complaints about this problem. According to the reports, the transmission would suddenly shift into neutral while you were driving. A message advising to shift into park mode before switching back to drive would appear in the instrument cluster. Exhaust manifold damage with ticking sound from powertrain. The Ram 1500 also frequently suffers from exhaust manifold damage. Because of a flaw in the design, the exhaust manifold could become loosened and start to leak exhaust gases. There was a constant ticking sound prior to the loose bolts flying off from underneath the car. Recalls. The Ram 1500 has a long list of problems, and it has also been recalled a lot of times. However, despite complaints about recurring problems like powertrain faults, the most recent 2022 model of the truck only experienced 2 recalls. The first is about rearview image may not display, and the second is about inoperable defrosting and defogging system. Should you buy? In comparison to its fierce rivals, the 2022 Ram 1500 is the most comfortable truck in its segment. The truck has established its own clientele thanks to a bevy of onboard features and competitive performance. But the majority of the owners are unhappy with their purchases. The truck has serious dependability issues, as evidenced by the NHTSA's records of complaints and recalls. Therefore, choosing a used Ram 1500 wouldn't be the best option after all.